Welcome back to Klever Stocks. I'm Calvin, your host for Education Wing. So right now, today I'm going to share with you guys on something that is, I think every one of you are curious about what to buy in the market right now. So I'm not going to share with you on what are the stocks that you should look into it, but I'm going to share with you on the industry. So of course, since the beginning of the year, everyone is talking about like data center, AI, all this. And of course, right now we do see like from Nvidia, their quarterly earnings. So we do see like there is an increase in their revenue and also profit as well. So will this be affected in Malaysia? So we're going to look into the next upcoming one. So will this be the upcoming trend, okay, for Malaysia side to look into data center? Or maybe if let's say you're not trying to ride the trend wise, maybe you are trying to look into something that is a much longer term investment. Should we put data center into our investment portfolio? So as we can see from here, from Nvidia, take this as an example for a benchmark. Okay, so can this data center be the next cash cow in the industry? Of course, yes, because we can see from here, Nvidia, looking at their operating earnings, so majority of it is coming from data center instead of gaming or professional visualization and others as well. So from here, we can clearly see that data center is a cash cow for that. So what we are talking about right now is not about like building data center, not those construction company who are getting jobs, right, to build data center in Malaysia. What we are talking about is like operating this data center. So do we have such a stocks in Malaysia that we can look into it? So far from what we can see in Malaysia side, if you look into news, all right, there's a lot of stocks that are linked with data center, but is not directly, operating the data center, or maybe they are not coming out the data center by themselves. So most of them, they are getting project from overseas company to help them to build data center in Malaysia. Then after that, that's it, okay? So because the data center is built up, then that's it, because they are contracted, right? So what we are looking for is that, is there any company that they are going to have their own data center? Because those are the revenue generating, is by monthly, is by tenure. If let's say like they can secure a project like 10 years or 5 years using that data center, or even some of the company that they can actually provide services into this data center, such as like energy, and also like maybe their cooling system, and also for their servicing on their hardware, software, all this. So in Malaysia wise, okay, at the moment we don't see much of the company they are doing providing data center services, but it's more like servicing, okay? So if we look into this right now, although, okay, previously we do see like there's a lot of all these construction company, their stock price have really moved up a lot, such as like Suncon, or maybe like and also like Gamuda, right? All these company, they are doing well because they are helping all these data center to build the data center up. So right now, we are not going to look into that because that is, I believe, the trend is already over. But they do have, okay, what I do see is that there will be more data center projects are coming in. So constructing all these data center. Why? Because previously I've shared with you guys, in Malaysia, we are trying to push like more data center, more company, okay, like Microsoft, Nvidia, or maybe even Apple, or even in China side to have their data center in Malaysia because of natural disaster. We are free from natural disasters, and also infrastructure-wise, energy, all those are more stable in Malaysia compared to other countries as well. Okay, so right now, of course, there will be more construction of this data center coming in. What we want to see is that what are the things that is linked up to this. Remember when I say that right now we are in the stagflation. So what we will see is that there are more utility stocks, or maybe pharmaceutical or consumer staple stocks that will move up higher. So if let's say you want to attract more data center coming in, at which we have already attracted a lot of data center coming in. So what are the stocks that is going to benefit from that? So as we look into the edge, okay, so they do see like apart from all these DC data center owners such as like Time.com, okay, and also Telecom Malaysia, because these are the big boys, okay, that is providing the infrastructure, the internet speed, everything to all in Malaysia. So data center, what do you need? You need the internet connection. So make sure the internet connection is stable, everything is good. So all this data connection is not just like the one that we use, okay? So they require bigger cable. So all these cable need to link between data center in the world. So if they are able to get this job, then it will benefit them, okay? Then the second one will be YTL power, which they are providing power on that, okay, giving infrastructure, and also not to forget the Naga National as well. So because all these data center, they are running in high power. First thing is not just about like the data side, okay, transferring the data, the storage as well to keep the server running. And also if let's say they are using this as the AI calculation and to let the AI learning, then require higher power as well, because the hardware is going to require huge power to run all this calculation and machine learning as well. And other than that, of course, the cooling system as well, they need to have a huge cooling system to make sure all this server is run within the same temperature so that it doesn't have any downtime and all of those. So these are the one that is linked to it, energy, and also for the telco infrastructure as well. So those are the one that they could actually get, like, you know, some of the benefit out from there. So how big is it? It's not directly having a huge benefit. So what are the things that we can look into it? So if you look dig deeper into some of the stocks, okay, we do see like some, let's say time.com, okay, because they still have equity interest in this AIMS data center holdings Sdn Bhd. So this one, they are doing data center. So as we can see, data center, the margin is huge. Why? Because they are providing service. They just put an investment there. They can charge amount of service fee out from there. So that's why, and also the downtime is low, and also you do not need a lot of people to you know, like troubleshoot it, to run the business. So time.com could be one of the company that can actually ride on this trend. You might see that time.com is going to have a huge revenue out from the data center in the future, because rather than just like providing internet service, okay. Then of course, other than that, we do have another company which is all this, like you can see, is Gamuda, is just like they are getting construction job. So it's not like a long-term thing, because they need to keep on constructing to get projects to get their revenue in. So other than that, we do have, let's say, ICT system and solution, okay. So SNS recently venture, okay. SNS also another one. SNS, okay, they venture into segment by selling AI super server, so as well as providing testing, commissioning, and also operation management on the premises of this data center. So SNS is also another one, which is directly, they are managing the data center. So managing the data center, when they get the money, is easier, okay. So another one is, we can look into MN Holdings Berhad, because they are planning, okay, underground utilities and substation engineering specialists, okay. This is what they do, but they are trying to diversifying their business, include some of the DC job, but this is just one time also, because this one, they help to develop the Shanghai data center science first high performance data center outside China in Sedenak Tech Park in Johor. So this is still constructing. What are the second one from here is the third one, okay, just now we talked about SNS. So right now the third one, okay, is CloudPoint Technology, which they just got listed last year. So what do they do here is that they acquire 75% equity interest, majority of the shareholding in Unique Central Sdn Bhd, and also Unique Sen Sales and Services Sdn Bhd. So for 26.78 million cash. So 26.7 million cash from here sounds a lot, but if you look in data center, for what I think is a good deal, because if you look into a longer term, you'll find that, okay, look at NVIDIA, how they make it, okay, they make it from data center, so they can, you know, this is how they make a huge margin out from there. So what do they do here is that USCSB, which is the Unique Central Sdn Bhd, involved in the supply, delivery, installation of DCs, data cabling, fiber optic works, as well as mechanical and electrical services, while USSB is an electrical contractor. So which means that they are providing service to them. Still not managing the data center itself, but they are providing services. So from there, we can see they should be able to secure some of the job for data center to provide services in a long time, which can provide them a cash cow. Okay, so another IT solution provider said that deal would allow the group to offer end-to-end DC, data center, hybrid cloud, multi-cloud solution, and as well as green and sustainable data center solution to all these customers. Okay, so other than that, we do have also Critic Holdings is seen as a strong beneficiary of the huge influx of DC investment here. So this one I have not looked into it, and let's check and see. Critical Holding, okay, so what do they do is that they same thing, they provide services, okay, to have like processing utilities, plant, okay, service and maintenance as well. So which means that they are able to ride this trend over here. So this is what I think that in the upcoming few months later, these are the stocks that we'll look into. So of course, let me summarize it, okay. Basically, if you look into the current economy right now, all those institutional funds, they are not investing into all these higher risk stock like all these tech stock where Nvidia and all those. They rather invest into utilities. So these are the utilities, okay, that include Tenaga Nasional, Time.com, and also for the YTL Power as well. And anything that actually link all these data center together are the infrastructure stocks that you should look into it in the short term. But for long term wise, then we can look into some of these data center service provider, which we have Time.com also one of them, CloudPoint Technology, okay, which they are looking into it as well. And also one of it, another one is SNS, okay, SNS Berhad also. So these are the stocks that you can look into it after that, okay, when the things start to have a recovery, when the big boys, they start to put their money into higher risk stocks, then these are the stock that probably is a long-term cash cow that you can check it out, okay. So but then one thing, you still need to look into it and then do your study research, which are the company is better and what are the projects they are getting in. So it's not just about like by investing shares and or it's related to data center, so you just invest into it, because you need to see data center whether they are constructing or they are providing a long-term servicing solution for all these data center, or even better if they are able to have their own data center and provide these data center services out to the market, which is a huge margin out from there. Okay, so of course when we talk about data center, there are a few tiers over here which the Edge have came out with it. So of course it depends on what kind of data center that we have, okay. Sometimes the data center, if let's say they have no downtime, then they have no money to make, right? Basically there are three tiers of data center. So data center tier 1 is usually the uptime is 99.67%, and with the annual downtime which is less than 28.8 hours. So of course you don't want to have all this like too much of downtime. So if let's say too much of downtime, then probably they won't get the services project as well. So then tier 2 data center, okay, so it's redundant power and also cooling components and a single non-redundant distribution system. So the uptime is 99.74%, so it's basically 0.07% higher. And with the annual downtime is less than 22 hours. And also tier 3, they have like 99.98%, okay, of uptime, so which is very close to 100, okay. So they do still have like tier 4 as well. So they still very close to it. It's almost equivalent to Carex, their condom making, okay, to prevent of pregnancy, okay. So an annual downtime of less than just 1.6 hours. So, but then one thing that is very interesting, where you see tier 3 can go up to 99.98%, but tier 4 wise, what we can see here is that the uptime is 99.74%. How come it's lower? Since it's tier 4, right? And annual downtime is less than 26.3 minutes, okay? This is talking about minutes, so which is the downtime is lesser, but the uptime is lesser also. So basically what are the difference here is that tier 3 wise, okay, they have like redundant power, cooling components, and multiple power distribution system, that actually refers to tier 3, but tier 4 is the most tolerant as they have multiple independent redundant power, which means that they will have like a backup power, a multiple of it. So if let's say the first one, okay, from the Tenaga side or maybe from YTL power side is cut off, then they have their own generator to generate that power to it. So investment costs will be higher as well, and also and also the cooling component and multiple power distribution path. So all these IT equipment are dual power, so making them the fault tolerant in case of any disruption. So that's why anything they have backup plan for it, and the plan is not just plan A. If for the backup plan, their backup plan is plan A and B. So if plan A doesn't work, then go for plan B. So that's why tier 4 is up to that standard. So it's basically the running time, okay, the downtime, annual downtime, it will not go more than 26.3 minutes. So these are the data center tiers, and also what are the company in Malaysia that you can look into it in the future, and also at right now you can start doing your research. What are the company that is going to get benefit out from there in short term? What are the companies that they can get benefit in the long term, so that you can include into your investment portfolio. All right, so thank you for joining in for Klever Stocks, and these are the stocks that I share with you. Hopefully it can help you to find a better stocks for your investment. Of course, there are a lot more other data center stocks, okay, servicing stocks out there. So make sure you do your own research and also understand how is the economic is it right now, and how is the government policy it is. So you can wait for the next budget coming out and see if they are favorable for all these data center. Then at least the next 10 years you can invest into these kind of stocks, then they could actually give you a better capital appreciation up there, and together with a good dividend as well. So thank you very much. I'm Kelvin. I'll see you guys in the next session.
Klever Stock, the ultimate financial insight for everyone.